Hello, I hope you're having a lovely week. So today I'm going to share with you one of the lessons from my online silver clay jewellery course, Secrets of the Ocean. First, I just wanted to talk a little bit about my background with teaching jewellery workshops and why I think this is such a fabulous way to kind of add an extra stream of income to your handmade business. So I started teaching beginners silver clay jewellery workshops in 2018, and quite quickly they started selling out. I was originally teaching them up in Bristol, a city in the UK where I was living at the time. Since then, I've relocated to Devon, but I've been teaching workshops still up in Bristol and Somerset and also down here in Devon. And I've branched out to doing hen dos, and I've also taught workshops at retreats as well, which has been really, really fun. So I had actually taught some creative workshops before. I'd taught some pottery workshops back when I was doing archaeology. I worked on a project where I designed some pottery workshops, which was originally aimed at school children, but I could teach it to adults as well. It's just as fun for them. So that kind of did help me with the whole teaching aspect of things. I knew it was something that I really enjoyed. When I was originally thinking about adding workshops onto my handmade business, I had a bit of a kind of, willy-nilly idea. I was thinking, well, I think I want to just do a creative workshop that helps people get in touch with their creativity and expand and spend some lovely time just being creative, designed for people who probably haven't really done anything creative for quite a few years, just to help them really get creative again. And whilst I do still really think that's really important, I think that is one of the key things that people are looking for and that they find when they do a creative workshop, a craft workshop, an art workshop, anything like that. I actually decided to do a bit of market research before I launched my workshop. So I interviewed, I think, around 10 different people to find out what they would be interested in, what they might want from a creative workshop. And I quickly realized that actually what people really wanted was, yes, they wanted a lovely creative atmosphere, the chance to escape from everyday life and be creative. But they also wanted to come out at the end of the workshop with something that they can, something tangible that they can take away with them that they've created, that's beautiful and that they're really proud of. And I think this kind of was a little bit of a light bulb moment for me and made me slightly rearrange how I decided to run my workshops, because I realized that when people came to me, especially if they were beginners, some of them might want to go on and learn silver clay jewelry, do further workshops, or even become, a professional at it. But others of them, they just wanted to have a fun few hours by their own or with friends, and to come away with something really pretty that they'd made and that they were proud of. So that enabled me to start thinking about my lesson plans and thinking about what I was going to ask people to create. When I first started the workshops, I was quite broad with what they could create. I kind of said, here you go, here's lots of different textures, lots of different patterns. I gave them a demonstration, and then I said, have a think about what you want to make. And, some of them went for it. Some of them came in with very clear ideas about what they wanted to make. But actually, a lot of people found that a little bit daunting. And I think this is something to remember when you're running workshops for people. If they haven't, or even if they have got the skills, quite often they're coming to you for one specific thing that they want to learn, or one specific outcome they want to achieve. So in my scenario, they wanted to make a lovely pendant which they could take home and wear out of silver clay. So I quickly realized that actually it would be better for me to hone in my workshop so that I actually gave them less creative they couldn't be as creative if they wanted. I wasn't just like, here, be creative, because when people haven't had the chance to be creative for quite a long time, that can be really daunting. I mean, as I said in my previous video, even for me, who's doing creative stuff quite a lot of the time, it can be really daunting to be faced with that, oh, what do I make? So I actually kind of really narrowed down the workshop so that they had much less choice, And I found that in a way, in taking away that creativity of being allowed to do whatever you want, I was actually enabling them to be more creative in a way, because they could get more into the flow of creativity. They could get more into the flow of what they were making, because it took away the decision aspect for them. They didn't have to make a decision about what they were going to make. They could just really get into the task that I'd given them. And the other bonus of that was it meant that they're much more likely to produce something at the end of the workshop that they're really happy with, and that they really love. So I think that is something that's really, really important for you to think about if you're going to start, introducing creative workshops into your handmade business. And I have got a blog about creative workshops as well, which I will link in the show notes for this video. So yeah, I started running my creative workshops, and then I decided, it was actually during the lockdowns that my workshops all had to finish. So I did run a virtual hen do, which was quite fun. I sent them the box of equipment and then ran it over Zoom. So that was quite fun. It was very different from the normal workshop experience. But I realized I needed to do something else. And that was when I developed my online course. So I have an online silver clay jewellery course. Again, it's aimed at beginners. It's called Secrets of the Ocean. And you learn how to make a mould from a natural shell, and then cast it in silver clay and add a lovely pearl onto it, so that you've got a beautiful shell and pearl pendant. And again, I'll link the link to the course in the show notes for you if you want to go and take a look. But I found this was a really lovely way, and I've actually had people who've come on my in-person workshops, but they've also taken the online course. I had someone come who'd taken the online course first, but then wanted to come along to have a go in person, to have me helping her out and giving her tips. And I've had it the other way around, where people have come to the workshop and then taken the online course because they want to have the lessons that they can refer back to time and again. So again, if you're thinking about workshops, have a think about at some point adding at least one online course into your business, because for us as handmade businesses, there's so many different aspects to what we can provide, and what can kind of help our business to be sustainable for us as well. So I hope you found that useful. Let me know in the comments. And what I'm going to do next is share with you my little snippet from my online course, Secrets of the Ocean, which shows you how to fire with silver clay. I hope you find it useful. And if we haven't met yet, my name's Rebecca. My business is called Rebecca Lucy. I'm a jewellery designer maker based in the southwest of the UK. I specialise in silver clay jewellery. And as I've mentioned, I've been teaching workshops since 2018. I also design my own collections. And I'm really, really passionate about handmade business. I've got a background in marketing and web design, and I am just really passionate about helping handmade business owners, or people who want to start a handmade business. In fact, you've got a hobby that you'd love to turn into a business, to be able to do that, taking away some of the barriers to starting. So if you if that's you, then please do like and subscribe to my channel, because over the coming months I will be sharing lots of little tips and tricks to help you get started. Now we get on to the really fun part, which is firing your piece. So I'm just using a simple kitchen blowtorch used for doing the tops of creme brulees. So what I recommend doing at first is just having a little practice on the side of your heatproof block. The closer you are to the piece, the hotter it is, and the further away you are, the cooler it is. First, what you want to do is take your blowtorch and work evenly around the whole piece to make sure that it all heats up evenly. So what's going to happen now is that the organic binder is going to burn off first, and then you'll be left with the silver particles which need to fuse together. So this is the binder burning off. As you'll see, it went black first, and then we had a bit of flame. And now it's got a bit of a white tinge over it. What we're looking for now is a peach coloured glow that kind of
shows up through the white tinge. I've used a bit of a chart to show you what colour you want to make it. You need to make sure that it doesn't get too hot, because that could actually melt your piece. So once it turns peach coloured, you set your timer and time it for 2.5 minutes. You need to hold that peach colour for 2.5 minutes. And as I said, if it gets too red, you do run the risk of actually melting your piece. So make sure you keep an eye on it. And if it looks like it's getting too hot, just move your blowtorch up a bit or take it off the heat a bit. So now we're getting towards 2.5 minutes. As you can see, it's still glowing a nice peach colour. I turn the blowtorch off. And using a pair of tweezers, you want to just gently pop the piece into the water to quench it. And as soon as you do that, it's cool. So you can take it straight out and dry it with a piece of tissue paper. As you can see, it's completely solid now. It is actually now solid silver.